Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. So this episode started where it left off last time, where Calvin barged in on Sabrina's date with an old boy, and he's looking at her like, okay, what's the meaning of all of this? And she over here telling myself, oh, I'm sorry, and I didn't do this, even though she is telling the truth because Danny was the one who texted him and canceled their, date. And so he was like, how dare you? Because you gonna cancel your date with me to go out on a date with this dude in the restaurant that I was gonna bring you to. So of course old boy had to be like, you know what I'm saying? This is my restaurant though. So he gonna try to regulate. I'm like, sir, I don't understand why you're doing too much for me. Like, Calvin, please stop. It is obvious that y'all don't need to be together. This man is confused because he thinks that Calvin is gay, just like everybody else that comes in contact with him who don't know him from Adam. And the explanation has to come out as to the fact that he was raised by two gay men. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, sir. It's just too much. So he really was like, oh, okay, no, I'm gonna do y'all, you know what I'm saying, like was done to us. How you gonna intrude on my date? I'm gonna sit here. So, you know what I'm saying? He found out about the restaurant. He was like, ooh, he got money. I was like, this is why. This is why everybody think you gay. The stuff you do, how you looking. And I know it shouldn't be like that, but he really brings it on himself. He does it to himself every time. And I'm just like, child, mm-mm. So anyway, he done finally got up and left out to myself, I'm going to leave. Okay, good. You ain't had no business being there anyway. So she was like, I need a minute. Let me go and, I need to go make a call or whatever. So she left out the room and she calls Danny because I'm thinking this heifer go out and call him. She called Danny and was like, Danny, what's going on here? Calvin is here. And so she looking like, okay, where's the date at though? She was like, he's still at the table. So she was like, girl, get back in there. He gonna think you talking to him. So after she did what she did, she went back in there. And so you could tell old boy was kind of, he felt a little down because he felt like, oh, you gonna go and check on him. So he gonna ask, even though he know good and well he don't care. He was like, well, how is he? So she was like, well, I actually didn't call him. So I don't know how he is. I'm like, child, this is ignorant. But anyway, he's trying to convince her to stay. And she over here like, I think I need to go. And I'm just like, you ain't gonna never have a good time out. Like, never. You try to go out with him, everything go awry. Why is it that you're not seeing the pattern? Like, every time you go out, every time y'all try to set something up, usually it goes sideways or there is some foolishness leading up to it that, again, is not even worth the trouble. I would be understanding. But anyway, so he is trying to convince her to at least stay and drink a glass, 2 or 3 of wine. And so she like, okay, I might take a wine. I might take a little bit of wine. Cool. So back at Maurice's house, Maurice tired of his spirit because, he is in his feelings about an old boy because he is downstairs because they can't leave. They're going to pick him up off rip if he leaves the premises. But Calvin, he done made it back to the house. He coming to the house all disgruntled. He like, what's wrong with you? So he gonna tell Maurice all what popped off. And so he was like, well, I don't understand. What was you doing down there? How did you know about all this? And so he ended up telling him the whole story about what all happened. So he was like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I'm going to go and get me a drink. Or I'm going to go somewhere. And I'm like, why do you even... Gas too high for all of this. Gas is too high for all this foolishness. And I know that this was filmed, But I'm just saying, like, you're doing too much. Like... Anyway, he leave back out. And, before he left out, he basically told him, oh boy, he's still downstairs. And go ahead and let him stay the day. It's about to start raining and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what? Calvin, this man stole from you. This man was off up in your room stealing in some more. So you want to have a change of heart? What? So anyway, meanwhile, down to the jailhouse, Zach was released. And old boy was outside waiting on him. And he was like, I appreciate all your help. And I'm going to have to hurry up and get this money back to you. I can't leave yet because I'm waiting on my phone. Every time I come down here, they try me like this. They want to hold my phone hostage and all this other stuff. There were literally 2 police officers standing outside. And he over here being typical DeVale slash Zach. Like, can y'all, give me my phone? Being loud, trying to make sure that they hear. And I mean, they hear him and they are ignoring him. So anyway, Zach notices the vehicle that he pull up in. He was like, oh, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? That's how you roll. He was like, yeah, it is what it is. But then he was like, look, I got to hurry and get your money back to you because you trusted me way more than I trusted you because I ain't trust you at all. And he was like, that's all right. And I'm like, I'm going to need for you to understand that he is right and feeling that way. Don't nobody know you. Don't nobody know you. And you offered up this help and you started off on the wrong foot by saying, oh, run me the combination. I go get the money. What? Don't nobody know you. You already said you wasn't going to call Fatima. So you doing too much. So then basically to me, that let me know that you weren't going to call him. You weren't going to call Fatima for that. But you got to call her to get into her apartment because he said that the safe was at Fatima's place. Baby, you got to call her to get in the safe though. You got to call her to get into the door. Then you can get into the safe. But who am I? Who am I? None of this stuff ever adds up when it comes to a Tyler Perry show. In some of these cases. Let me stop. So anyway, he was like, look, let me try to help you. I got the suit on. Let me go try to get your phone back. He was like, good. You got that on. Hopefully that'll work, to my advantage. Because he was like, I'm not leaving without my phone. Not leaving without my phone. And no, I'm not going to call from your phone because Fatima is just like me. I'm not answering no unknown phone call. Who are you? I don't be having time. So anyway, back at the restaurant, Sabrina is there with old boy and they talking. And so he's confused because he's thinking that, are y'all together? Like the way he's setting it off, I don't even understand because he was about to say, well, I thought he was gay. And she was like, well, say what you were going to say. And so he was like, no, I'm not even going to say anything. He told her, you are such a beautiful woman. Like, of course, I see beautiful women all the time, but you are like a princess, and I want to treat you like a princess, and I want to do these things for you, and you know what I'm saying? And so she is like, I ain't gonna lie, in this moment, Sabrina kind of like me. I'm going to blame everything on why you talking to me the way you talking to me. You compliment me and setting it off in regards to me. I'm going to be like, oh, you drunk. So she always told us, oh, you tipsy. Oh, you're drunk. And so he was like, no, like you are very, very beautiful. You deserve all these things. And yes, we are people who have feelings. And, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to sex and regular feelings and things that we see, but it comes from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So she understood where he was coming from. And he was like, look, I want to take you dancing. You know what I'm saying? Let me take you dancing. Like, I want to take you to be able to go and do things that you want to do. You need to be able to enjoy yourself. Because at this point, he don't know if he ever going to be able to see this heifer again. And it was a miracle that this even happened. So he was like, look, leave your car here. I get one of my people to take your car back to your place. Because I don't want you to have to come back here and then drive home or whatever. And, of course, since he is who he is, he'll be able to have a car to take her home. So, she kind of agreeing to it and it's like, oh, okay. So, cool. So, he tried to take her to his favorite little club. Cool. Do what you do. Well, we end up seeing Andy at her new residence. And she's confused because Karen is downstairs and the people have called to see if they can allow her to come up. And so she was like, yes, send her up. So she confused and looking and trying to figure out why this heifer coming up there. She looking confused and bewildered in the moment. And so she was like, I didn't know you were coming. And she was like, I didn't know I was coming either. So this heifer come over there acting real erratic and talking about, I got to see Zach. And I got to do this and that. He in trouble. And so she looking at her like, girl, what is you talking about? What is you talking about? And I mean, she's really accurate. She was like, you don't understand. He into some bad stuff. You don't understand. He is the father of my child. I got to figure it out. Like, and I mean, she's acting really crazy. Like, acting like she just know what's popping off. She like, I already know what's happening. I ain't got time for my baby daddy to be going in and out of jail. I'm like, girl, please stop. Please stop the foolishness. Anyway, she tried to talk to her, and then she finds out that Gary coming up. So she was like, "Nope, I'm good. I'm gone." She was like, "Are you sure? Because I can send him back home." And so she was like, "No, I'm good." Gary come in, "Hey, Karen." Of course, Karen ain't say, "Hey, bye, nod or head or nothing." I was here for it. I was here for that. So he was, coming in, and so they started talking, and so he was just like, "Hey, I could tell you love the place." And so she was like, "Yes, I love it." And he was like, "I knew it. I knew you'd love it." Child, please. They tried to talk or whatever. And so she ended up dropping a bomb on him, which is that Robin is about to be in town and that she promised him before this housing situation came about that he would be allowed to come and stay with her for like a couple of days, a week, or however long he was going to be in town. So he over here trying to act like he all right with it. He was like, "Well, we're not together. It's okay. This is your place, whatever, whatever." And so she like, "I see what you're doing. You trying to act like you're okay with this so that I'll take you back." And he was like, I mean, the truth is the truth. We're not together, so you can do what you want to do. Child, please. So anyway, ultimately, after she basically was like, I hear what you're saying, but I'm still gonna let him come over here because I know what you're doing. So he over here really trying to act like he about that life now. And I'm just like, child, I'm sorry. It's not like a light switch. You just don't turn crazy off. You just don't turn crazy off. You're not on any kind of medications to regulate your foolishness that you always have popping off, sir. Therefore, you are still on some foolishness. Don't care. I do not care. But he talking about he tired of the BS and that he just want to love her and whatever he got to do, he going to do what he got to do. Whatever he got to do, whatever it takes, whatever. So she was like, "Okay, well, whatever." And ultimately, she was like, "Okay, well, whatever." So, are we still going to dinner? He was like, "Yeah." So, Andy ain't cooking nothing. So she ordered out, and so they're going to go somewhere and get something to eat, cool, whatever, do what you do. I'm like, child, Andy is just so easily bought. It is so sickening. And you would think that she was somebody out here struggling who ain't got no money for her to act this thirsty over a dude. I understand wanting to be loved. I understand wanting to have certain things happen for you because she's obviously one of those people who you have to buy gifts for her as a part of her love language. But I'm just like, girl, I feel like there's a fine line between being stupid like her and, being deserving of somebody showing you that they love you or whatever and showering you with gifts or whatever. But yeah, they doing too much. So anyway, they finna go out on their little dinner date or whatever. Child, please. And I felt like she looked cute in this little black outfit she had on. Like I feel like you have to be a certain size to pull that off. Even though I've seen bigger women who wear stuff like that, but I feel like it's really cute. That was really cute on her. You got to have that certain shape, I guess is what I was trying to say. Because like I said, I've seen bigger women who have similar outfits that I've seen them wear. So it is what it is. So anyway, Zach outside with old boy. They still talking. And, like I told y'all earlier, he trying to get that man's phone back. And then after he talks to him some more, he gonna let him know, like, "Look, I gotta hurry up and get your money back to you. It is what it is. Please get my phone back because I got to call Fatima and she ain't gonna answer that phone." So when Calvin left, Maurice ended up going to the door and telling Q to come on in. So he came in. At first, he was acting like he halfway had some sense. And I was just like, I cannot. Like, when I tell y'all, I rolled my eyes the entire scene. I was so sick and tired. I was so sick and tired of him. So, he really acted a little bit humble. And he was like, "Thank you so much." And he was like, "Don't thank me. Thank Calvin. Because I was not going to let you in here." He was like, "What? Oh, okay." And then he really talking about, "I'm going to sleep with you." And then he was like, "Oh, if I have Calvin to thank, maybe I should sleep with him." He was like, "Yeah, go ahead. Go try that." And even though he was being sarcastic, he really was trying it. And I was like, see, this is the quickest way to get kicked up out the house. So anyway, he was like, "Look, you're not going to sleep with me. You can sleep here tonight on the couch." So he was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you, Maurice." And so he was like, "Look, let me give you a blanket and a pillow." So then he was like, "Yeah, is it okay if I take a shower?" He was like, "Yeah, because I don't need your funky behind on my sofa stanking it up." He was like, "Okay." So then he proceeds to try to unbutton his shirt. And he was like, "Go in the bathroom and take your clothes off. Go and do all that in the bathroom." So he was like, "Okay, all right." And like he just continuously decided to keep pushing buttons. He kept trying to push the envelope. And I'm just like, why? Like he really kept doing stuff. And it's like he's playing on Maurice's emotions. And I'm glad that Maurice said what he said, which was, I mean, why are you doing all this? You already told me that you was gay for pay. So why are you trying to sit up here and act like you're interested in me? He was like, oh, I'm sorry for saying that to you. No, you're not. You are not sorry. In this moment, you know you are really, really tempting Maurice. Maurice is going all the way through. He told this man, get in the bathroom. So when he finally go in the bathroom, he was like, well, where the wash rags at? And he was like, it is a washcloth. And they are up under the sink. So he gonna play like he don't see no towels up under the sink. Baby, if he got them up under there, I'm pretty sure if he said they there. And you trying to lure him into the bathroom, stop the foolishness. Stop all of it. So he is telling him, yes, they are there. And he keep going back and forth with him telling him, well, I'm going to need for you to come in here and show me because I don't see nothing. I don't think none in here. So he was like, well, you just going to have to wash with your hands. So he keep popping literally up out the bathroom butt naked. And he was like, get in there and shower. And he was like, close my door. He was like, I'm not closing it. Like he kept being continuously like rebellious in the situation. And I'm like, Maurice, at this point, I would have set it off. I'd be like, you know what? Since you want to be disrespectful, you can go right back outside where you were and continue to be functified and stay out there. Do what you go do since you want to be disrespectful. I'd have told you I don't want you. Leave me alone. So anyway, moving right along, we see Danny at the house. And Danny at the house, and she just minding her business. Then she get a knock at the door. She like, who is it? Like, what is going on? So then she go to the door. It's Karen. And she like, what, really? And as soon as, before she even said what she said, I said exactly what she said, which is, oh, so now y'all help us want to roll up. Y'all don't never be rolling up like this. Y'all don't never have no one-on-one time with her or Sabrina like this. Like, no, oh, let me come and talk to you. Let me see what you got going on. None of that. It's always a group setting when all of y'all are there. Or it's you and Andy. It ain't never the two of y'all having no one-on-one time with her or with Sabrina. But anyway, so she was like, okay, what's going on? What's up? What you want to talk about? So she was like, look, I came to you because you are my friend and you don't care about my feelings and you will tell me like it is. So I love Zach. I want to be with him. I got to warn him. There's some stuff going on, whatever. And so she was like, Zach is happy with Fatima. So then this heifer proceeds to go off about Fatima, acting as if she don't know what. First of all, she's trying to act like she don't know who Fatima is. She was talking that woman, that girl, or whatever she was referring to her as, that person. Girl, bye. You know her name is Fatima. Don't try. I promise you, I want to come through the screen like, man, what we not finna do is act like we don't know who Fatima is. Fatima is a G. We not finna do this. Don't act like you don't know her name. Say her name. But anyway, I was done. I was like, you really tried to try it. Like, she really was like, that woman, I don't like her. Like, Dakota, help all her. Now, like, how dare you? She really was like, I don't like her. We're off. And she was like, I love Zach. And he loves me. He told me that he loves me. We have a baby coming. And I was like, woo, child, please tell her, heifer. We don't know if it's his or not. It's between two other men. It's between two men as to who the father is. We gonna stop talking about it is Zach's. And that's it. And you ain't even been to the doctor's office yet. Please stop it. But anyway, she was like, girl, you got to let that go. You gonna have to let it go. Do what you need to do, but you need to understand he loves her. So she was like, no, he loves me. He loves me and I love him. And we can make it work. We got to make it work. And so she was like, girl, that's not what's going to happen. And she was like, he's changed. He's changed so much. And she was like, yes, he has changed for Fatima. Old Zach is who you got. New Zach is who Fatima got. Girl, bye. You need to be done with it. And so she really in her feelings because she thought that Danny, I feel like she thought that Danny was going to be old Danny. Like all the way old Danny, which was, let me stalk this dude who I don't need to be dealing with anyway because he's toxic and keep allowing him to be in and out of my life. Because y'all know how Danny was when she was first presented to us. She was that dumb heifer that would sit up there and get with these married dudes, these dudes who was toxic and trash, who was treating her like trash. And even though she would stalk their pages and knew what was going on with them, She would give them all of this energy that she could have been saving for somebody else who actually deserved great energy and amazing vibes from her. But she was stuck in, let me allow myself to be drugged down by stupidity and foolishness. Cool, let me do that instead of me moving forward and healing from whatever weird cycle that she is into, that she is thriving off of. But she had to tell her, girl, he changed for her. He did not change for you. You are only... She was like, girl, I think I got some paper in here, because do you want me to write down a list of all the terrible things that you went through with him? Yeah, y'all had good times, but girl, you need to remember the bad. You got that Zach. You're not getting the Zach that he is now. And she real upset about that. Child, please, we had the end of the episode now. Man, I was like, who is this? I had to remember. I said, who is this pulling up at this house? Because it was dark outside. I said, woo, child, because I didn't know who house it was. Man, Fatima, I was about to say she. Fatima done pulled up to Hayden's house. She rolled up to Hayden's house and proceeded to set it off with a bat. Child, I can't. Do y'all know Candace Boyd? Oh my gosh, wait a minute. So she proceeded to get out the car with the bat. She was like, you gonna quit. You gonna quit trying me. You gonna quit playing with me. Came out there and started busting the windshield out. Everything. All the windows got bust out almost. She beating on the body of the car. He that came out trying to figure out what's going on. Because when she hit the hood, that set the alarm off. So he came outside like, what's wrong with you? She was like, you gonna stop playing with me? I told you not to mess with him no more. And he was like, I didn't. What are you talking about? So after she done bust out just about all the windows, if she didn't bust out all of them, he ran in the house. And him being a dummy, he done ran in the house and left the door wide open. And so she ran in behind him with the bat. And so, ran in the house, who do we see? None other than Gary, raggedy behind up in there, plotting, scheming right along with him. So, of course, Fatima want to know, what is the matter? What is the meaning of all this foolishness? What are y'all doing in here? So, we are going to figure out next time what all go down. The preview from next time, I'm tired. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this recap review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. And let's get down in the comment section and discuss this foolishness. Bye.